Welcome to Straight Outta Jersey. Today's podcast is brought to you by Ace Sunglasses. Go to acesunglasses.com.au to purchase some of the best shades around. Use promo code MRG30 and receive 30% off selected brands. That's Ace.
What's up, guys? We are live. It is Tuesday, and we are finally here. Super Bowl, Chiefs and the Eagles. February 9th, 6:30. You hear me okay?
Yeah, we good.
6:30. New Orleans is the kickoff. That's coming around the corner, and we're going to talk about how they got there. But before we do that, George wanted me to bring up something real quick. On April 26th, the fight is between Chris Billiam-Smith. D, you know that? Chris Billiam-Smith?
Yeah.
With Brandon Bulletproof Glatton on April 26th. And Bulletproof Glatton will be wearing our logo walking into the ring. The Zapata brand logo on his trunks, which is pretty cool. So we'll get all the details later. George is going to...
the fight's in London.
It's in London, correct. George says, hey, guys, like and subscribe. Yes. So the fight's in London. So now let's talk some football, and we're going to talk... Let's talk to the team first. We got another suffering Jets fan like myself, Tom TD Davis. What's up, Tom?
Hey, how's it going? Good.
We got Chino XL. What's up?
What's up?
And then we got, of course, my brother from my same mother is my Coach Diz. What's up, Coach Diz?
What up?
All right, man. So we have the Super Bowl coming up, and we got the Eagles versus Chiefs. But the Eagles went against the Commanders, and they beat the Commanders 23-55. It was a close game, and we were on doing our show, actually, me, you, and George, when the game was going on. And it was close at the time when we were doing it. It was like
21-17 or
yeah, it was
something.
close.
It was halftime.
At halftime, but then it got away in the third quarter. And they didn't run Barkley that much after the second quarter. I didn't see him do much, but they killed him. It was 55 points they put up. A lot of Jalen Hurts got 3 touchdowns. Barkley only ran for like 118 yards. But Eagles looked really good. They were dominant. They have a shot to beat the Chiefs. They have a really good shot to beat the Chiefs. So we'll see what happens. Tom, I'm going to start with you. You saw it. What'd you think of it?
It was a good game. Saquon definitely set the tempo with that 50-yard touchdown run in the first quarter, their first drive, and then really looked back. They also had 7 or 8 tush pushes. It was ridiculous.
Tush pushes.
Might only have one more game of that. The Super Bowl they might actually outlaw it after this.
I heard that. Yes,
it's ridiculous, but and their defense was excellent. I mean, they just were able to rush the passer with their big their defensive line without even really having the blitz. So it was really impressive.
Yep. Chino, what did you think of that Commanders game?
Jaden Daniels, he looked good in the beginning. It just goes to show you that the future is promising for the Commanders. They got a good QB, on their team. The defense looks good. That guy Luvu, he's good, man. So he jumped off sides a couple of times. That's the first time me seeing a referee award points to the opposite team for going offside so much. But other than that, man, the Eagles were just on all cylinders, man. Defense, offense, in the Super Bowl versus the Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles ain't going to have to do no Philly special to win, man. They're just going to win outright running the ball, man. They don't need to do no trick plays. Saquon Barkley, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts is going to throw for 200 yards, 2 TDs. No one's stopping them, man. Eagles going to win the Super Bowl.
All right, let's see. Rick Simon's in the chat. What's up, Rick? Want to say hello to you. D, you're in the PA area, so all the Eagles were partying and all up everything. What's going on over there in the PA state?
So the game started 3:00. By 3:45, I got a text from my boss just saying Barkley. Every time I would get they would score or do a big play, I would get a text, and I was like, you're gonna get blocked. I've been getting calls all week, with the last couple of days, just bashing me. Thank you, this and that, Giants. Look, I think it was all Barkley and the defense, because Jalen Hurts played okay. He scored 3 touchdowns because he was right there. He's 1 yard around. He didn't pass a lot. I mean, the yards that he passed, he's got to pass to his receivers because they're going to want to eat a little bit. If they focus down on Barkley, that's going to be a tough game for them. But like Chino said, the Jalen Daniels is really promising. He's a good quarterback. He's going to be good for many years to come. I don't know where Washington would go now. I don't know what they would build on. Maybe another receiver. That would be to, take them to the next step. I think their defense is good. The running back, they got a good Austin Eckler and Robinson. They're good. But I do think that they need to get another receiver. I thought in a trade deadline they were going to go after Godwin, but it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good game, the Super Bowl. I'm going to be rooting for Barkley. That's it. Not the Eagles, not the Chiefs, just Barkley.
Well, Washington turned the ball over a lot. Eckler fumbled, they all fumbled and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're going to actually talk about the game that I thought was going to be the great game, and I was hoping the Bills would win. That's the Chiefs versus Bills. Chiefs win 29-32. And I'm going to tell you that whole game, it was close. The Bills could have won, everything back and forth. The biggest difference in that game, Andy Reid. He is a great coach, no matter what. He's an immortal coach. He's he is elite because he knew exactly what play to call. He knows how to run that team perfectly. And he's the difference between those two teams. I mean, he is a great coach. They got Hall of Famers, Patrick Mahomes. I think if they win it, he's going to be an immortal also. They got all the tools to beat the Chiefs. You got to be perfect because they don't make mistakes. And plus they have the refs in their hands too. There was some ref calls that on the Bills, that could have went, because I thought Josh Allen had the first down, to be honest with you. I don't know if you talk about. I thought he had the first down, but we'll see. So D, what did you think of the Chiefs and the Bills?
It was great. I thought it was a great game. The atmosphere and everything. Was this the fourth time in a row that they played each other in a championship game? Like you said, bottom line, Andy Reid outcoached him. That's what it is. Bottom line, Andy Reid outcoached him. I thought Hunt and Pacheco played good. Of course, you got Kelsey, but Worthy is just.
Michelle said she's a Swiftie.
But I thought actually that that Swiftie thing just threw me off right now. But
what's the over under that Kelsey proposes to Taylor Swift?
I think he's going to retire and propose there. But going back to it, I totally forgot that Kansas City and Buffalo traded, and Worthy is who they got for that trade. And I was just like, oh wow, now Worthy's a good player, a good young player. Chiefs are gonna, like you said, Jay-Z, Chiefs, you have to play perfect, and it's gonna be a tough game.
No, but even going back to that the trading of the picks, Josh Allen, was traded. No, I'm sorry, Patrick Mahomes. That pick was traded to the Chiefs, and Chiefs got Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yes. Yep.
The Bills never traded that, so the Bills set themselves up in the position that they're in, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think it's going to be a good game. Halftime show, I think, is going to be okay too. I like Kendrick Lamar, so it should be an interesting game.
All right, Chino, what'd you think of that Chiefs Bills game?
It was a good game, man. In the beginning, you saw, James Cook. They were starting to get him rolling, started getting him going. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of Amari Cooper. Like I haven't really seen anything.
I think he's hurt. I don't know. I think he's hurt.
At the end of the day, Josh Allen, you got to see him in critical points of the game just deliver, and it's like he was the MVP caliber QB that the Buffalo Bills have. He did his thing, but it just wasn't enough, man. It's just like we were talking earlier, right? You were saying it's like you see this every year, man, and you feel bad for the guy because he puts his heart into the game and he's so good, man. You want to see him succeed, but you're going up against Patrick Mahomes and the new evil empire, man. It's like it is what it is,
Yeah. And I thought Allen should have ran a little bit more than he did. I think he needed to run the ball more.
Yeah. You see, Andy Reid is 94 and 94 and 24 in the playoffs. That's crazy. That's how good he is. That's an amazing stat. Yeah, it's a good coach. Tom, what do you think of the Bills Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good game, close. It would have been awesome if it was two different teams, but yeah, it was the same story that we've seen the last 4 or 5 years. Andy Reid's going to end up becoming. I think he's on pace to definitely become most winningest, at least regular season. And,
Yep.
game. Mahomes just needs one more, and he ties Montana and Bradshaw for
That's
the
crazy.
four rings, and he's not even 30 years old. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And what is the
Wow.
first three-peat if he wins?
It'd be the first time in history that the 3 Super Bowl wins in a row, right?
Yeah.
First time in history.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, So that leads us, obviously, now it's Eagles versus the Chiefs for the Super Bowl, February 9th, 6:30 kickoff, New Orleans. I know Michelle's a Swiftie fan. I am going to root for the Eagles. I hope they win. They have a shot to win. It's not like they're going to go in there and lose. I know the last time they played in the Super Bowl, it was close, actually, right? It was pretty close. I think they lost.
It was a penalty that wasn't called. Or it was called. I'm sorry, it was called.
Yeah, so it was close. So with Barkley now, I think he might be able to put them on. Yeah, I think he might be able to go. So I'm gonna go. I don't want to go against the Chiefs, but I think the Chiefs might win by some sort of crazy ref call.
My God, what are you smoking?
Even though I want the Eagles to win, I think Chiefs are gonna win. Tom, who do you think is gonna win between the Chiefs and Eagles?
Chiefs.
So we got 2 Chiefs.
Wow.
2 Chiefs. What about you, Chino? You got what? Eagles?
Well, I live in the world of reality, and all I know, what I've been seeing week in and week out, is Saquon Barkley just running up the field on 2 touches, 2 touchdowns. Crazy. Barkley is going to have a field day. If anybody wants a Super Bowl more than ever, it's Saquon Barkley. And he's going to get it. I'm telling you, the Eagles are destined to win, man. This is the revenge. This is the revenge game that they lost to the Chiefs, and they have not let that go. This is the game that's going to be like, you know what? This is our time. I'm a Giants fan, but this is the revenge game the Eagles want.
D, who do you got?
So it's going to be tough to beat the Chiefs, but of course I'm just going to go with Barkley. I don't want to root for the Eagles. I'm just going to root for Barkley. I think it's on his birthday. His birthday is the Super Bowl, so he's going to have like 200 maybe. He might be like 250. But I think Eagles should win because, Buffalo was running the ball in the first half. They were running the ball on him. And you don't think Barkley's going to do that? They have a better line than that? Jeez.
Yep. I mean, do you think Kincaid could have made that catch for the Bills, by the way? When he made that catch and when they were driving?
You could have thought Mark Andrews could have. Yeah, they should have. They've got their hands on it. They're professionals. Got your hands on it, you catch it.
Exactly. So we got the 2 Chiefs and against the 2 Eagles.
So basically, we got the NFC on this side, AFC on that side.
That's what's going to see. So that's what's going to come down. So we'll have a show on the Super Bowl week. Obviously, the day after Super Bowl, we'll have a show there. And we'll talk about it, see who's right and who's wrong. So we have the Super Bowl set. We'll see what happens. But now let's talk a little bit about the Jets. They actually hired Aaron Glenn. I don't like the pick with Aaron Glenn. I mean, he said the right things in the press conference. What else is he going to say?
Buckle your seatbelts.
But who's other coaches? We don't know who our quarterback is. Normally I would wanted a more, someone who's more fresh, more experienced is the word I'm looking for. More experienced coach. Aaron Glenn. We had Saleh, who was a defensive-minded coach. So was Aaron Glenn. I would prefer someone else. Tom, you're the Jets fan like me. Did you like the Aaron Glenn head coach job?
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. And he differs a lot from Saleh. I know they both they were defensive coordinators, but I mean, Saleh was and no disrespect to Saleh, but he was working in insurance out of college. He didn't play football. He didn't play in the NFL. He didn't play college football. This guy, Aaron Glenn, was a first round pick.
Yeah.
Spent almost 10 years with the Jets as a player.
Yeah. Played under Parcells, so he knows Parcells.
Yeah, he was a part of the Kotite years was terrible, those terrible years. They got good, 98.
Yep.
When he was a successful manager in a restaurant, and then he after retiring, and then he was all right, I want to get back into coaching. Talked to Parcells, and Parcells made him said, no, you should be start off scouting. So he's done everything. He was a scout for years. like the GM, like, you know, so he's got like a good. He's not just like a defensive guy, you know, a defensive back guy. And it sounds like, yeah, I mean, he didn't say like buckle up. He said we're the fucking New York Jets. I mean, it's not. Listen, I've seen
throwing curse.
I mean, I've seen tons of corny press conferences, but that was not. He didn't do the stuff that the Jaguars guy was doing.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is coming back?
I actually don't know. They played it really coy. There's no reason for them to really announce anything. I could see them wanting. They're both. It's a rookie GM, rookie head coach. I could see them wanting to have like at least a 500 or a winning record on their resume for their first year. Because, like, you look at like Salah and like Douglas, they were like part of what just killed them the last couple of years. It was like these guys are 10-30.
Yeah,
rebuilding. They were just trying to rebuild it forever, and it's like after a while it adds up. So.
All right, cool. Chino, did you like Aaron Glenn with the Jets?
Like I said, he's a defensive-minded coach. He did great in Detroit, so he's going to bring that same type of power, that same type of hype, to the defense over in New York. What I've been hearing online and like on social media, they've been saying, I believe it was Ryan Clark that he was like criticizing Aaron Rodgers and basically saying like, dude, like Aaron Glenn should give Aaron Rodgers like a deadline to let him know, like, dude, are you coming back or not? And not like drag this so long so the Jets can like move on with their plans of what they're gonna do at QB. You know what I mean? Like they were saying, like, give him a deadline by the Super Bowl to let them know, like, if he's gonna come back and play, this season. Which makes sense. You want the coach wants to like start making moves and start doing what they need to do to focus on the future, right? So I think they got a good coach. It's just the whole quarterback situation is, what do you do, man? You just sit there and wait till like he makes his decision like pre-training camp. Like that will suck too,
Yeah. I bring back Rodgers. I'll bring him back, whatever. Still. What do you think, D?
I thought, like I said the other day on our show with George, I think it's a good good pick. He's a Jet. You're gonna get that, old school. Like I said, the old school Jets where it's rough and the Parcells and the Rex Ryan type thing. But I think they should move on from Aaron Rodgers. I think they should, and I'm gonna bring a name up because I actually want the Giants to get him because I was gonna ask you guys, what do you guys think of him? Jameis Winston. I know that he was there's reports of Giants looking at him. He's a free agent. I mean, that might be someone just to put a gap in there until someone else, and he can motivate an offense. He can motivate your team. He's a good speaker.
I don't know too much about him, but he seemed okay.
And Tom, what do you guys think of Jameis?
I mean, Winston with the Jets would just be a total circus. But yeah.
But what about this? What about if you throw in the name Justin Fields to Garrett Wilson? Woo.
No, I
don't want to get you guys pumped up a little bit, but that would be a nice pickup for the Jets.
Where? At Pittsburgh? Because isn't Wilson going to want out?
No, like if I'm just saying, what if the Jets, let's say Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back. What are the Jets going to do at QB? I believe
they have to sign someone.
Yeah, why not go after Justin Fields? He gets partnered up with his ex-receiver from Ohio State, right? Garrett Wilson. Mm-hmm. They did work in Ohio State, right?
But that's a little different. Come on. That's the best talent on the field against.
Well, look at Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Oh yeah, they did work together in Green Bay, and look what happened here in New York.
Yep, it's true. That's true.
You're getting two younger guys. You're getting Justin Fields, man. He got legs.
Chino, you love Justin Fields.
I do, man. I have mad respect for him, man. He's a good player.
Yeah,
good fantasy player when he plays too.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of Tom? What do you think of Pete Carroll? I was thinking he might come to the Jets. There was rumor about him actually coaching the Jets. But what do you think about Pete Carroll? A little bit older, but hey.
I don't know. I mean, he's going to be the oldest coach. No disrespect to it's not the age part, but it's just they're kind of in a weird spot. You have like Brady as an owner now. Yeah. He's also like Yeah, I don't know. They're just a weird team. I can't figure out the Raiders.
That's going to be a circus too next year.
I mean, he's a great coach, so I guess it will be an upgrade in some regard. But I mean, they're going to have to try to find like a coach in waiting in a way. It's not like you're going into a rebuild. So,
yeah. What about you, D? What do you think of?
Well, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good pick, but they also are talking about like maybe Russell Wilson also going to DK, or even who's that guy that was the Wagner?
Bobby Wagner?
But yes. So they're going to basically bring the Seattle Seahawks to the Las Vegas and have an old team there. I think it was good. But again, I think where Brady messed up was he should have went after Vrabel, or he should have went to Bill Belichick right away. And he didn't. And, then he's like, oh, shit. But
yeah. Well, I think that's about it. We got the Super Bowl coming up in 2 weeks. February 9th, we're going to do a show after the Super Bowl and talk about it. Other than that, what D and Los, you guys are going to have your show coming up soon after we do our Super Bowl show. You guys have that figured out?
Diz and Los will be on streaming on here on the Zapata brand media. Just watch it. We're gonna drop our little promo soon.
That's very good. That's very cool. I'm going to be interviewing Tito Santana, former WWE superstar.
Oh, Tito!
And I'm going to be interviewing also the former WWE champion Don Morocco, Magnificent Morocco. So I got.
What was Tito Santana's name before he was Tito Santana in wrestling?
Richard Blood.
No, El
Matador. El Matador was after.
But it was after.
Yeah, El Matador was after.
After Tito? No, it was before Tito.
Yes, it was after.
I will bet you.
Oh, okay.
Bet him the Giants season tickets. That's not
no way.
Yeah.
Who are you also interviewing? The 9/11.
Will Jimeno, who was the 9/11 survivor, he was buried for 13 hours under the World Trade Center tower. He was in the movie.
With
played by William Pena in the movie World Trade Center with Nicolas Cage. If you've seen that movie, he was playing his role in there. So William Jimeno, Port Authority cop, trapped 13 hours underneath World Trade Center number 2, I believe it was. Him and John McLaughlin were the only two that lived out of the Port Authority police he went in there with. The other ones all died. He actually heard them die over the call while they were trying to reach him. But he couldn't do anything. He get out there. They saved him. He had like broken legs. He was really messed up. He's going to tell me his story when he comes on. But other than that, guys, I will see you. We'll do a show. What is it? After February 9th, we'll talk about the Super Bowl. So we'll see. Me and Tom got the Chiefs. You guys got the Eagles. All right, guys.
Barkley. I got
32-24 Philly special.
Barkley. All right, so let's go like this. Well, let's make another one before we end.
Okay.
If Kansas City wins, will Travis Kelce retire?
Yes.
Tom, what do you think?
Tom, I know you're a Swiftie. Is he going to propose?
No. I think he's going to play another year. He wants the record. He's going to go for records.
Okay.
All right. We'll see. So we'll see. All right, guys. Next week, enjoy the Super Bowl, guys. You got it. Peace out.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand Podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.